Nigel, it is so good to be sleeping back in my own bed due to back problems.
Well, I was happy to get home, but honestly, Earlonne, and I hope Rick doesn't hear this, I could be on the road forever. I loved it.
Why wouldn't Rick hear this? To any listener that don't know, we just got back from a 3-week tour across the South and the Midwest, 10 cities and 3 prisons. It was, what would I say, epic?
Amazing.
Pretty epic. And
Yes.
I'm going to say a big success.
It really was, Earlonne. It was a blast, and there was so much to celebrate about what we all did together.
Yes, we got to kick it with listeners.
Yes, I love
We
that.
got to hang out and
The
get
best.
get advice and tell jokes.
And see so many cities and the countryside and places that are so different than California.
And a lot of corn.
You were obsessed with that damn corn. Oh, my God.
Yes, I'm obsessed. But it was such a success that I'm going to spill the beans on something.
Oh, yes, please do.
We're going to be taking this new show back on the road early next year.
Yes, a mini tour of cities and prisons on the West Coast.
And at each stop, we're going to do one of each, right? Mm-hmm. One show for incarcerated people in local prisons and one show for the public.
Exactly, and we're still nailing down the details, so stay tuned. We'll have those on our website soon.
But in the meantime, we're going to share something with y'all that we've never shared before.
Yes, this is a recording of the first live tour we did back in 2023.
Right, and what we're sharing with y'all today is a recording from our performance at the Lodge Room in Los Angeles. And guess what, Nigel?
What's that, my friend?
That was my favorite.
Why?
Because my mama was there, my friends was there, and my mom did the listener alert. Shout out, mama.
I love revisiting this night. It was amazing, and it almost makes me feel like we're back on the road again.
Yes, yes. I'm Earlonne Woods.
I'm Nigel Poor, and this is Ear Hustle from PRX's Radiotopia.
My name is Alice Woods, and I'm Earlonne's mother. This episode of Ear Hustle contains language and content that may not be suitable for all listeners. Discretion is advised.
When I was young, I was good at using words that I didn't know the meaning of. Like, one day I told my neighbor I'd wash his car for charity. And when I finished washing his car, I waited for him to come out and pay me. Here's another word I didn't know back then: Good Samaritan. I want you to picture a 9-year-old child when I tell you this story. So one day, I went swimming at Roosevelt Park in my neighborhood on the east side of Los Angeles. I wasn't a great swimmer, but I had fun doing cannonballs because for some reason, that was the only move I knew. And I had a fear of diving in the pool head first. Walking home from the pool, I passed a train crossing, but there was a problem. The gates were down and the cars were lining up, unable to cross. I could see a mile in both directions, but there was no train. Obviously, the gates were broken. So I decided to help out. I lifted the gates myself. Cars were starting to pass by when I noticed one of them pulled over. It was a black and white police car. The officer said, "Put your hands on the car." I was 9, but I understood that command clearly. I put both of my hands on the car, and they searched me. All I had on my clothes were some Vans, some swimming trunks, and a t-shirt. They placed me in handcuffs and put me in the back of the patrol car. I thought for sure they were playing. I was a kid. I'd never been arrested. So when they got in the car and they went to take off, I was like, nah, they not playing. I was in the back seat in handcuffs in tears. I probably was thinking more, about the ass whooping I was gonna get. When I got to the station, they put me in a holding room with nothing but a bench. After about 30 minutes, I started knocking on the door because I had to use the bathroom, but no one came out for me. I didn't want to pee on the ground in the corner, so I took off one of my van shoes and I peed in it. I pretty much filled it up. I let it sit there for a second, and then I put it back on my foot. I don't know why I did that. I was just scared. Eventually, someone came and told me that I could make a phone call. The only number I knew by heart was my Auntie Donzel's number, so that's where they took me. The next morning, my father came and got me, and I knew it was finna be all bad. The first thing he said to me when I got in his Cadillac was, "You know I'm gonna beat your ass, right?" Not what happened or tell me your side, just I'm gonna beat your ass. I started crying immediately. Was this going to be the infamous whooping of your life that the black community talks so much about? Or would that be the whooping I'd get 2 years later when I crashed this very Cadillac? In court a few months later, the cops claimed that I had been charging cars $1 to cross. I was like, I ain't even have no money on me. What you mean? They could have just said, "Hey kid, what you're doing is dangerous," and I would have never done it again. But instead, they put a narrative on it, and by doing that, they put me in the system. That was my first introduction to the police, and that's what I learned early on about being a good Samaritan.
I make a lot of phone calls from the San Quentin parking lot. Not a place I ever expected to spend much time, but these days I spend a lot of time, not just in the parking lot, but in the prison itself. Sometimes in the morning, I sit in my car and I look at the specular light on the water and ponder the passengers moving by on the commuter ferry. I've heard they can at times make out the voices of the guys on the yard, unidentifiable voices drifting over the water. Hard to believe it's possible, but I guess voices do carry over the bay. The parking lot is the way station between the inside and the out. Correctional officers park there, and so do prison administrators, staff, volunteers, and people going in to visit their fathers, sons, boyfriends, and family inside. It's a place where all those who go inside merge and sometimes leave behind evidence of their time in prison. I have a personal habit of collecting things people leave behind, and the San Quentin parking lot has become my hunting ground. A place full of intriguing left-behind bits and pieces that have helped me learn more about life inside. A crushed tube of red lipstick, used tea bags, flattened spool of string, underwire from a bra, saran wrap braided into a chain, folded piece of paper covered with mathematical notations, underwires from a bra, one green glove, TB test ruler, an exploded ballpoint pen, a tiny spiral-bound notebook wadded up and soaked by water, underwires from a bra, CO2 cartridge, child's plastic spoon, a list of musicians and songs, underwires from a bra. When I found the first underwire, I thought it was a curious anomaly. The second one was like, okay, that's weird. And by the third one, I realized there was something I wasn't getting. It took me some time to put it together, but I learned the underwires are pulled out of the bras of women who visit their family members or friends inside. They can't have metal on, so when they get there to the parking lot, if they've worn the wrong kind of bra, they have to pull the wire out before going in. Every time I pick one up, I think about this person out in the parking lot, struggling to cut into her bra and fish out a wire. In my mind, they're flung to the ground in frustration. Every crushed, crumpled, and discarded object I find out in the parking lot has an origin story. It's likely most of the stories I tell myself about the objects I find are wrong, but the underwire one, I think that one's true. You can find a worthy story anywhere. It just requires being interested in what is around you, listening, and being attentive. It's so freaking hard to make it quiet in here.
It's prison.
We gotta turn that fan off
Hey, do you
now.
think it's quiet enough?
It's finna get hot. Nope, never is.
It's never freaking quiet enough in here, man.
Never quiet. It's prison for you. All right, everybody, we're gonna need some quiet. Hey, Jazzy.
All right, we're recording.
Hey, can we get about 10 minutes so we can get this line out?
No problem, man.
Hey, good looking out.
Hear that?
Thank you.
Hear what?
It's finally quiet in here.
Okay, let's do it.
Hey,
What's up, Nige?
should we introduce ourselves?
Can't hurt. I'm Earlonne Woods.
I'm Nigel Poor. And this is Ear Hustle from PRX's Radiotopia.
The live show.
That bass.
Indeed. Who car is that? What's up, Los Angeles, my hometown?
It is very exciting to be here. Earlonne, we're still warming up. This is just our second stop on our live tour.
That it is. We are celebrating our 100th episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is coming out next week, and we have a hell of a lot of work to do. So,
Definitely.
yeah.
But tonight, we're going to do what we always do, which is take people inside prison.
Yes. We're going to hear some of our favorite moments from the last 100 episodes, moments that really pushed us to think in different ways about what Ear Hustle could be.
We got some music, we got some special performances.
And we want to celebrate with you, the listeners, because you are a big part of making what we do happen. And we're so thrilled to be here. I got a tiny glimpse of the audience because the lights were up a little bit. I can't see now, but I can't believe how many people are here. It's so nice. Thank you. And wait a minute. And there's people that are standing. I'm so sorry.
So, Nige,
Yes.
where are we at?
Okay, so we wanted to attempt to reproduce what it looks like inside San Quentin where we record. And this is what our wall looks like. And we call it a media lab, which I have to say is a little bit generous, maybe.
Well, I mean, you know, it's not much, but it is more than a lot of prisons in California have.
It's true. And I remember when we started working on the podcast, people would say to us, how are you going to do an ongoing podcast series inside prison? You are going to run out of stories really quickly. And that, yeah. Really strange. And as you're laughing, it surprised me too, because even the simplest question inside prison, you can get some of the most surprising, sometimes very difficult, and sometimes absolutely delightful answers.
True. All you got to do is go out to the yard, ask a question, and I guarantee you're going to get some good shit. We did go to the yard and ask some guys what type of animals would they be.
If I could be any animal, I'd be a penguin. They're super cute in tuxedos, and they're like the coolest animals ever. And they slapbox like crazy too.
I would want to be a panther, and the reason why is I like the sleekness of the animal.
Dog, because I know that someone would adopt me.
The Galapagos turtle, because they live to be over 150 years old.
Lion, because it's king.
Marmot, because they're misunderstood. Everybody thinks they're weasels. And they're not. They're marmots.
I want to be a water buffalo because it's diligent and because it says very little.
It would be an eagle because they can fly. So that means I would always be free. I would always be safe.
Tiger, because tigers love their independence.
A jellyfish, because it has no natural enemies.
So I remember when I asked you what kind of animal you'd want to be, you said a beluga whale. It was so random and charming and delightful, and that's Earlonne to a T.
I mean, that just sounded cool. That's all I knew.
That's exactly what you said.
Speaking of animals, we want to start this next clip off with one of our earliest episodes. It's a story about a guy we know at San Quentin named Roach.
And just in case you don't know, that's R-A-U-C-H.
You closing your eyes?
I know, I'm a horrible speller. R-O-A-C-H. Are you impressed? I'm getting my spelling on.
You did that. You closed your eyes, though, Nigel.
I got to see it in my mind's eye.
So every prison, you've probably seen it in the movies, every prison has like a bird man, somebody that takes in pigeons. They walk on the shoulders. They shit on their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Roach is like that, but he's like that with critters. You know, he takes care of any critter he can find on the yard.
Since I've been in prison, I've had black widows, tarantulas, a lot of grasshoppers, beetles.
At San Quentin, inmates aren't allowed to have pets, but some guys get creative, like Roach here.
Gophers, rabbits, I had 4 swallows, a toad, praying mantis, 21 snails, frog, a red-breasted finch whose arm broke, pigeons. I had a desert mole that was partially paralyzed, teddy bear hamster, just really lazy with an attitude, the centipede, and it was a wolf. It was a bad little monster. I had 2 fish that had babies twice. I had a tarantula broke out one time, and my cellie said, "Yo, spider got out."
I've heard that clip so many times, but it surprises me every time I hear it. I love the way he describes the different animals, and I keep wondering what a teddy bear hamster looks like. It sounds so damn cute, but it has a little attitude. So whenever I walk into San Quentin, or often when I walk into San Quentin, I'll see Roach sitting at the top of the yard, cross-legged, no shoes on, using his toes to hold his pencils and pens. And then the oddest thing is that he's often eating an onion as if it were an apple.
I mean, it was obvious that we needed to bring Roach down there to interview him. So this next clip's come from the same episode, Looking Out, from season 1.
So how would you describe him?
To me, I think Roach looked like the original Jesus Christ. You know? I mean, he got the dreadlocks. He looked like he's from the earth. And if he could, he'd probably just be wearing a leaf. And he got this one little thing that he do. He'd just start sniffing on his dreadlocks.
I know, I've seen him do that. He grabs his hair and he pulls it in front of his nose and just sniffs.
Why you whispering?
Because I feel like I'm talking about him behind his back. He knows he does it, right?
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to hear this and go, "Oh my God, I sniffed my hair."
Hey, he'll catch himself and you just be looking at him, he like,
FYI, I do smell my dreads. I put different oil on each one of them. They smell good. They smell like I just came out the dirt, hanging out with roots and stuff.
But you know what though? When people from the outside look at Roach, they be like, "Oh, dude, weird, man, I ain't talking to dude." But Roach is a cool dude.
My name is Renell Draper, but I go by Roach. My relationship with people is pretty strained. I don't trust them. From early on, they have been a source of pain for me.
So Roach is about 40 years old, and he's a pretty shy guy.
Until you know him.
When I was a child, before I was removed from the care of my mom's custody, she tried to drown me a couple times in the tub. And then she stopped and she left the bathroom and she was crying. I knew she was unhappy or sad at something I did. I wanted to actually comfort her, but I didn't know how to do it. I don't remember her face, and I haven't seen her since.
A lot of things come to mind when I think about that clip, but I always note how it really established our roles on the show. So you as the inside host, me as the outside host, and that allowed each of us to bring our own perspectives, experiences, and to me, most importantly, our curiosities to the work that we do together.
Right. I think after we edited this episode, we knew exactly what we wanted the show to sound like.
Yeah. I mean, one thing we wanted to make sure was that we always had mixed emotions. So you would be laughing and then sort of shocked and sometimes really emotionally defeated by what you hear. And then just surprises, always surprises coming at you.
And we knew what we didn't want the show to sound like. Like, you know, in every prison documentary, they got the camera that go in and out on the barbed wire.
Exactly.
Shit like that.
Yes. Exactly. And so we wanted to think, like, what's the podcast equivalent? And we decided it's the sound of, like, a gate slamming or keys jingling. You know, and we also knew that we didn't want to do stories about crime or violence or stories that were just about how the criminal justice system functioned. But on the other end of the spectrum, we didn't want to do redemption stories where people come in bad and all of a sudden they're good because they've seen the light. Because real people are weirder than that and way more interesting, both in prison and out. So we're not trying to turn people into villains or heroes. We want complex stories and complex people.
You are a sucker for that, Nige.
Yes,
I am. And a good example of this type of character is a guy named Artwork. My San Quentin partners down there. And Artwork used to be at San Quentin, and I remember he used to carry around these two little puppets that he made.
Yes.
And they both had different voices. He used to talk with them, and they had their own voices. They had their own personalities.
Yes, and if he was in a good mood, those puppets were fun to be around. And when he wasn't in a good mood...
Yeah, that's Artwork.
I got like a hate corner and a love corner, you know. Well, the love corner is the picture of the people that write you. And I would put my affirmations up on the wall. You know, I would have places in the world that I wanted to visit. You know, I'd have real healthy stuff going on, you know. In the hate corner, I had a list of names, the people I wanted to take revenge on. I had different ideas on how to get back at them. I had pictures of things that I would use to get back at them. I used to get real specific. I used to be like, man, I hope her son come home late today. And lie and be telling her he did his homework and shit. He gonna disappoint the fuck out of her ass. I hope somebody steal her mail too and she don't get her insurance stuff, man. And fuck around and a fire hit, you know? Nobody hates you like a dude in jail. Then the list got too long. I had to knock motherfuckers off the list, you know, like, you lucky motherfucker, I'm gonna be busy. Be busy whooping his ass, you know what I'm saying? So, and see, you know, when I came to realize in the hate corner, that everybody don't deserve to be hurt. You know, some people, you just scratch the car up or something. You ain't got to penalize everybody with a rock upside the head, you know what I mean? The love corner was like an escape, and the hate corner was motivation.
Yeah, wow. And so, Earlonne, do you agree that no one hates you like a dude in prison?
Well, you know, when you're in prison, you got time to harbor resentments, you know what I'm saying? You know, people being there like, you ain't send me no money for 20 years. You ain't send me a letter. You ain't do none of that. You ain't send me a package. So
Yeah, a lot of guys in prison hold grudges.
Well, I think about that, but I also think about when I see Artworks clip and him using that hate wall and love wall. It's sort of a creative, I don't know, expression of dealing with difficult emotional and physical situations.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of that in prison. Guys make art to deal with what's going on with them, you know? And we're about to meet one of these guys tonight.
Yes, we are.
No lie.
So this guy used to come down to the media lab in San Quentin with his guitar, and that was interesting to me. But he also always had these notebooks with him, these composition books that were they were like bursting with ideas. I swear he would write this way on the paper and that way on the paper. And when I peeked inside of them one day, it was like I couldn't even read them. They were in some kind of secret artist language, like Da Vinci or something. Mad scrawl. They were really beautiful.
And not only is Maserati's music and message dope, you've been hearing him for years on our episodes because it's part of our soundtrack.
Yes. So, listeners, here's Maserati E.
LA, what's up, what's going on? Y'all ready to break the mold? One more time, let's make some noise from Ear Hustle. One more time, we breaking the mold. 100 episodes is lit. Let's get it. So far from perfect, yeah, yeah. No lie, yeah, yeah. I know I am so far from perfect, but I know I can speak for more than one person when I say I am so tired of hurting. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold. Yeah, we can break the mold. No lie. Yeah, we can break the mold. We can break the mold. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold. Mentally constipated, shit on my mind but can't come out. Surrounded by cats, some real, some fake. Observing way to make them out. Who's who? Really ain't got a clue, man. Think it do cool, man. Kicking it like Luke Kane till you see a few things. You see on 2 lanes like Jay go to 2 chains. Last time 2 chains. You part of your crew, man. Don't do the big crew thing. That's the method, man. No Wu-Tang dudes too loose like shoes and no shoestrings. Try to lace them but they burn like butane when you introduce flames to the equation. Try not to give up on my people and be patient. But the reality of the situation, large part of the population can't save them. Hopefully they see the truth. The reason that I care so much, cause I've been through so much trying to spare the young from the things I done and thinking dumb. And the scene of guns and drugs in the slums. To where you from, to where I'm from. It's all the same thing, just in different ways. It's all the same pain, just a different place. Same conclusion, just a different pace. So I'm trying to break the mold. I'm trying to take control of the mind of the masses. Won't stop till the deaf can hear me loud and clearly. And the blind see it happen. And that's deeper than rapping. I speak out of passion, no lie, please fear me. We all victims of that Willie Lynch letter, but if we come together, so much better we will be. I know I am so far from perfect, but I know I can speak for more than one person when I say I am so tired of hurting. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold. Yeah, we can break the mold. No lie. Yeah, we can break the mold. We can break the mold. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold. Product of my environment, at least that's what we're told. And you don't plan for retirement when you program to blow ground to sell dope. To the day that you gone, bro, I swear it's so cold when you gotta call home. A place where you grow thinking hope was a joke, and everybody broke thinking that's how it go for somebody like me. Just another young brother in the streets, where you gotta see the beauty in the beast, cause the weak can't eat, but we can't leave. But how can we stay free when they lock us in prison, when we been in prison the blacks? When no equal opportunity go for jobs, where protection will come from a Glock. When will it stop? Some would say never, but you never know till you make that endeavor, no lie. Ties to the lies might be severed so wide. Try to get a world of perception so fly that you fly away to a higher place when you was told you couldn't reach it. Open your eyes today, if you're alive today, we can break the mold into pieces all around the globe. We can break the mold, it's in our control. You gotta let go, it's frivolous, whoa. Do better to show the youth something better instead of robbing them of their innocence. And that's deeper than rapping, I speak out of passion, no lie, please fear me. We are victims of that Willie Lynch letter, but if we come together so much better we will be. I know I am so far from perfect, but I know I can speak for more than one person when I say I am so tired of hurting. We could change the world forever if we come together, we can break the mold. Yeah, we can break the mold, no lie. Yeah, we can break the mold. We can break the mold. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold.
Thanks, Maserati E. And also, thanks to the Just Trust for supporting the show and these live performances.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
He's
yeah. Okay, so to set up the next story, one of the things we did when we started the podcast was we got a post office box because we wanted a way to be able to interact with listeners. And it had to be a post office box because we wanted listeners to have the same experience of Guys Inside, which meant that you'd have to get a stamp, you'd have to write a letter, put it in a mailbox, slow down communication, have no idea if anyone was ever going to write back. And we had no idea how much mail we were going to get.
That's a prisoner's dream right there.
So just to clarify, this is the photo after I started archiving all of the mail into binders. And Earlonne, you know I love to organize.
Definitely.
Yes. So this was a real joy for me. There's about 25 of these binders. It's really incredible. But before I started organizing them, they were all just in this big mail bin. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of letters and postcards just all piled in there.
So this next clip that we're about to hear actually came out of one of these letters.
Yes, that's right. So in 2018, we were getting ready for our second season.
Right, and the episode that we were working on was about being a parent from prison.
And one night after being at San Quentin all day, I came home and I was so tired. But for some reason, I reached into that mail bin just randomly and I pulled out this specific letter and I was stunned.
So the next day, you brought this letter into San Quentin and asked one of the guys that we were interviewing, a guy named John Newman, who had kids of his own outside, we asked him to read it.
Yes, and we didn't let him read it before. We just turned on the mic, asked him to take it out and read.
Okay, this is a letter, it looks like from a youngster named Jalen. It says, "My name is Jalen. My dad is in prison. I'm 9.5 years old. I really like listening to your podcast. My dad does not write me a lot now. Can I get him to write me more? Please write back. Thanks, Jalen. P.S. Can you share this or one of your podcasts, please?"
So reading that, like, what do you get? Like, what is your advice to him?
Oh man, I've got tears in my eyes and something in my throat right now. Jalen, if you're listening in now, my heart goes out to you, little one. I don't know what is in your dad's heart. Wherever he is in this system, there are a lot of pressures on him. Please don't stop. Please. Your letter says that he does not write to you a lot, so that's telling me that he does write you some. So the caring is there. Dig deep into that little heart and soul of yours and try to find the best words you can to let your dad know how important staying in contact with him is to you, how much you love the letters that you do get, how much you get out of them. And when you write him back, tell him about yourself. The fact that he doesn't write you may mean a little bit that he's not quite confident about what he can put into words. But don't let that stop you from what you try to put into words. If letters are all that you have, write the best letters that you can as often as you can. And I really, really betcha that they'll have an effect. And that even if your dad doesn't think that he's a great letter writer, even if he doesn't think that he has something important to say, I bet you your letters are going to make him think again, make him understand how important whatever he has to say is in your life. What a great letter, Jalen. Keep it up. Please, please.
There go Maserati sound in the episode, right there.
Yeah, I remember when this episode came out, it was episode 15, Thick Glass, in season 2.
Yeah. And it was crazy. I mean, I never imagined that we'd have this reach, which is everyone out here, and that we'll be hearing from a kid.
Yeah, I mean, it really showed me the desperation of a kid when their parents get pulled into the system. And it becomes such a mystery, and they are looking for any thread of hope that they would write to strangers. It's heartbreaking and I guess reassuring at the same time.
Definitely a kid's way of thinking, It was almost like he was writing to us like we were Santa Claus, And I think that he thought that being that we were in prison, we were in there with his father.
Yeah. So getting that letter was a significant moment for us, for sure. But that brings us to another really big moment, Earlonne.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Don't you wonder what it is?
Okay, so he's pulling up. The guard is going to do one last look. They're talking to the guy at the gate. I'm pretty sure they're telling him there's someone here to meet him. Ah, I can see his profile.
Hey! That's what's up. Evening. How you doing? Y'all well?
You made it.
Made it out.
Yeah.
This is it. Y'all got some nice shirts. Oh, she take my box. Thank you. Those some nice shirts y'all got.
That was November 30th, 2018, which was almost 5 years ago.
Yep.
The other day.
Okay, so I want to know what you remember from that day.
Got in the car, drove away.
That happened. I do remember you said before you got out, once you get in that car, you are not going to turn around and look.
And I didn't.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and then we went over the bridge. We went out for breakfast.
And I got some steak and eggs. And then we went to Target.
Okay, I want to back up a little bit because I want to know what you remember. Bring up some memories from that breakfast we had together.
It was the first time I legally held a sharp knife in a while. And, you in prison you eat with plastic spoons and forks, so
that metal on the teeth wasn't cool with them spoons and forks.
I have a lot of memories from it, but one of the things I remembered was when you go in and volunteer in prison, you can't share food with anybody. And so when Earlonne was finally out and we were able to eat together, like two colleagues, like two friends, we looked at each other's plate and I was like, oh, that looks good. And you could just put your fork over there and grab a piece of fruit or take a little bit of my egg. And it was so normal and really wonderful. And then, of course, I wanted to bring him to my favorite coffee shop after.
Pete's?
No. No.
Phil's.
Thank you, Phil's. And do you remember what happened?
No.
How can you not remember this?
What?
His stomach got upset.
Oh.
Because I think it was too strong.
It was too much cocoa.
Too much cocoa. Oh, yeah, you had to get a kid drink with mocha in it. I felt so bad, but also I was so excited to be out there with you. And I was also thinking about, you said before you got out of prison that once you got out, you weren't going to ever go back in prison and you weren't going to hang out with anyone who had been to prison.
Yeah, but then you realize that for those people, you've known them for so long, there's a familiarity there, and then plus you've vetted them. You know where they at. You've seen how they act.
So you can trust them?
Somewhat.
So when you got out, I worried a little bit about the show. You know, we had done it together inside the prison. We'd work sometimes 40, 50, 60 hours a week in there, and it's not an exaggeration. And when you create a project like this with somebody and things change, you know, they could change for the better, but you just don't know what's going to happen. And of course, I was so happy that you were getting out of prison, but I didn't know what was going to happen to the show. And I have to be honest, I was a little bit worried.
Right, I knew you were worried. And I also knew that the show could withstand whatever life threw at it. And yeah, I was getting out after 21 years. There was a lot of things changing. It was huge, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't the show. I mean, everything in my life was changing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you've been in prison for 21 years and get out, you're starting all over. I mean, it's just not eating with a fork. You know, you're connecting with family, and maybe you've lost touch with some of your family members over the years. Maybe you're trying to figure out how to date again.
Yes.
And that pretty much set this next clip up.
Mm-hmm.
It's from our episode we did in season 9 called What Is This?
Most men, they come home, they can't do it. And I done talked to several men, and they be like, man, you the first person that ever said that. Talk to me about it. I ain't never, you know, they be quiet about it. So when I say it, everybody be shocked, but they know it happened to them.
This is Tiptoe, who spent 27 years in the penitentiary.
When you do come home and you be with a woman, it's not like, you know, you're not intimate, like you don't like her or you can't do it to her or nothing. It just be, it's not what your penis is used to have over the years.
Right. So is it?
So it's like a newborn baby. It's new. It's a different feeling because you're used to your hand. You're not used to a vagina. So if it's not your hand, it's not going to feel like nothing to you.
You mean it's not going to feel good?
Well, it's your penis ain't seen it in so long. It's like, What is this? What is this?
Yeah, exactly. What is this? Oh, I could say something really bad.
What?
Should I?
Sure.
I think there's men who have never been in prison that say the same thing.
Nice one, Nige.
Thank you. You know what I love about being in the live crowd?
Tell me.
You get such great reactions from people, and it lets us banter. We never know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
We're going to take a quick break.
And when we get back, we're going to shift gears a little bit, do a little audience participation.
We'll be right back.
Shall we give the audience a chance to play a little game with us?
I think we should. Okay, so this is a warm-up game that we always fall back on with the team, usually at the beginning or the end of a season. And we do it with the inside team and the outside team. And I know people might be rolling their eyes because when I heard about this, I was like, oh, this is not for me. But I'm telling you, it's really fun. And this is a game called This or That. And it's pretty simple.
Basically, we're going to give you two choices and you choose one.
Yeah, that's pretty much the whole game. And we've got someone special to come out here tonight.
Yes, we
do
do.
this game with us.
This is our pal Richie Herway from the Radiotopia podcast, Song Exploder.
Hi, everybody.
What up, man?
What up? It's so nice to see you here in LA.
It's been a minute.
Thanks for coming to visit us.
Yes, yes.
I love these two. I love their show, as do all of you. It's such a thrill to have them here with us. I'm so proud to be on Radiotopia with them. And so they've been doing this game. They're doing this game on tour. This is the LA version. They actually don't know what I'm going to ask. But yeah, it's a pretty simple idea. I'm going to give them two choices. I'm going to give you the same two choices. If you like the one that I say, cheer for that one. If you want to wait for the other one, well, you'll hear what they pick first, and then you get a chance to answer yourself. So, just as an example, right? I'll do this. So, bagel or donut? Nigel.
Bagel.
Donut.
Yeah. And now I'll ask you, if you want a bagel or donut. That's how you know you're in LA. We don't have good bagels, but we have great donuts.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. So I know you love organizing, Nigel. I'm curious about your note-taking. I'm curious for each of you. This is a simple one on the surface, but I think has layers. Pencil or pen?
Oh, pencil.
Earlonne.
Pen.
Wow, this is just it's actually quite tense.
Can I just say something? There's a lot of pressure with this game because you feel like you're going to be judged. Can I just say answer honestly, because that's what makes it better, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you are going to be judged. I'm judging you all for your answers. So, pencil or pen? Wow.
Okay, I'm seeing a theme.
I'm knocking him out the box.
Either a lot more people use pens or they're just louder. Okay, so this is where we're going to get a little LA-centric. Would you rather go on a hike or go to the beach? Okay, you'll get your chance. I
can already...
Earlonne, hike or beach?
So this is not just a this or that question. Can I give us something with this?
No.
Yeah.
So when you get out of prison, beach. Straight up. But after being out for a while, I go hiking now. So, hiking.
Good.
I had to put the beach part in there, though.
Hiking.
All right. Okay.
Now let's see who goes for what.
Yeah. Natives, hike
City.
or beach? I also feel like there's a sense of like, where if you're answering for the second one, you've already heard the response for the first one, and so you have to top it.
This is clearly not scientific.
Okay. This one is the dangerous one, but Clippers or Lakers? I'm not trying to start fights. Well, I'm a little bit. There are no write-in candidates in this game.
Lakers, of course.
Sorry, I don't have an opinion about this, so I'm going to go with the word I like better, which I prefer to say clipper. Sorry. It's more fun to say.
Okay. In the Bay Area, you have Clipper cards, maybe. That's why it is. All right.
No, Clippers.
Lakers? Or Clippers? Oh, my heart goes out to both of you. Okay. This feels LA to me. You got to ask about movies while you're here. George Clooney or Matt Damon?
Wait. Oh, you said George Clinton?
George.
Tommy Jones?
I would love to see George Clooney in a movie about Parliament, but no, I said George Clooney. George Clooney, Matt Damon.
George Clooney, Matt Damon.
All right. I can see this as the unpopular answer, but I'm going to say Matt Damon because the only reason because he's from New England, where I'm from. Sorry.
It could have been worse. You could have said Celtics during the Clippers Lakers game. So. Okay, LA, George Clooney or Matt Damon? How do you like them apples?
To the park. Going to the park.
Okay, this one is very painful for me personally to have to make this choice. I don't know why I did this to myself or anybody here. Taco or cookie? Earlonne, taco or cookie?
Don't they go together? They go together, don't they? No. Well, Nigel.
Yeah?
What did I order for lunch?
Yeah, I know the answer here. Begins with a T.
Taco.
I'm going to be taco too.
All right. Taco? I don't know if there's anybody left. Cookie? Okay. All right, this is going to be my last one. It's also going to be a little bit of a plug for the merch table outside. Book or audiobook? This is a podcast audience. You have a book for sale. Choose carefully.
So, there's a long one here. We wrote this book during COVID. We didn't get to do a book tour, none of that stuff. So I'm going to say book.
Yeah, I'm going with my heart, book.
Yeah. All right, audience. Book or audiobook? Okay, those are my choices for this or that. Please buy the Ear Hustle book. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody.
Definitely thanks. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks, Richie.
Yeah, thank you.
Definitely listen to Song Exploder on Radiotopia.
Yes, definitely. Okay, did we learn anything? We probably could have
Donut or bagel?
Donut or what?
Bagel.
Yeah.
Wasn't it donut or bagel?
The one that threw me was the taco or cookie. Because don't you have a taco first and then a cookie after? Anyway, okay.
Or vice versa.
Okay. All right. So.
You ready?
This is a hard turn here. Yeah. Okay. So.
That's what we do.
That is right. That is true. Okay. So after you got out of prison, there were lots of things that we wanted to do.
Definitely. Bring some ladies onto the show.
Yes. Yes.
You know, it was about time.
It was about time. We had done like 6 seasons, and we basically had no women voices or stories, very few.
Only because it started in a men's prison.
Yes, that is true. And it's also like you can't just show up at a women's prison or really any prison with a microphone and just say, I want to start telling stories. So you have to get permission, and things move really slowly. And honest to God, it took us about 2 years of phone calls and scheduling and conversations.
It took us a long time, but we finally got permission to go in and interview at the California Institution for Women. Yes. Which is a women's prison not far from here.
Exactly. And on our very first trip, we met a woman who we're about to hear from named Karen.
We've been working on this episode about being pregnant in prison. And we heard that Karen, when she first got to jail, her cellie had went into labor.
Yes, unexpectedly went into labor, and they couldn't even get the guards' attention to get help.
So Karen ended up delivering her cellie's baby in the jail cell.
All alone, nothing sanitary, just the, whatever blankets or sheets they could find in the room. And I remember thinking, man, this woman is a hero. And I said to her, you must have just wanted to get on the phone and call your family and say, can you believe what I just did?
But her answer was kind of flat. It was like she was removed from it. And it seemed like there was something else going on in her mind that she wasn't telling us.
So this next clip is from the episode called Karen, which came out in 2022, was the final episode of season 10. And there's no visuals for this one. It's a little bit of a long clip. It's just over 3 minutes. And so if you feel comfortable, I invite you to just close your eyes and listen.
When I was able to kind of deal with what I had going on too, and me obtaining a life sentence and having to leave my children and all of that, it kind of gave me a different perspective on things, because I caused the death of someone, and to be able to bring life back into the world, it kind of put things into perspective for me in a much different way. I see my situation a lot differently.
So this was kind of an odd moment in the interview, because I know we could both sense there was some kind of backstory,
Right.
something she wasn't quite telling us, or that she was hinting at. And I just didn't know if it was time to push her a little bit, especially because we've made it very clear that we don't ask people about their crimes unless it's related to the story.
Right.
And at this point, I really wasn't sure.
Yeah, when she brought up the fact that she had been given a life sentence, of course my mind started trying to figure out why. So I think when she said that, it was like a opening just to inquire. Just curious, how do you grapple, or is that the word? How do you grapple with a life sentence?
Oh, that's a much different story. I'm kind of different in the reasoning behind. I'm here for gross vehicular manslaughter, and it was excuse me, it was my 9-year-old daughter that was killed. And at the time, all I wanted to do was die. For me, being sentenced to life was kind of some weird poetic justice. That's how I felt about it. I wanted nothing more than for my daughter to be okay and to live, and here I am sentenced to life. I thought with my addiction that it would kill me, and that would be the worst thing that could possibly happen. And it's so far from the worst thing that could possibly happen. And I didn't know that.
I don't know do we want to get into this or not? I know it's off topic.
Yeah.
I don't think this comes across on the tape, but when she said that, I was so unprepared. I was trying to stall for time. I actually turned to our editor and was mouthing, what do we do?
Yeah, those be hard moments. What is the next question? Because you wasn't really, it just throws you.
Oh my God. And Earlonne, it happened so fast.
Yeah.
That's what, it's kind of interesting what happens when you go into an interview and you think one thing's going to happen, and then you're told something that is so painful and raw.
Right.
And gut-wrenching. But you still have to be there and do the interview.
Right.
Oh, I was so glad I wasn't there alone.
Definitely.
I wash my hands in dirt muddy water. I guess this is what I get. It's raining from a clear blue sky. Hasn't hit me yet. And yesterday is a memory, like my dreams is dead and gone. I'm looking through these prison bars, trying to carry on. And if I could, I surely would go back and change the past. But wishing doesn't do any good when time rolls by so fast. I traded my youth for these prison blues. I guess it was my first mistake. Spent the love of my family, caused so much heartache. And yesterday just fades like a rose when summer's gone. I'm looking to these prison bars, trying to carry on. And if I could, I surely would go back and change the past. But wishing doesn't do any good when time rolls by so fast. And yesterday just fades like a rose when summer's gone. I'm looking to these prison bars, trying to carry on. Oh, I'm looking through these prison bars, trying to carry on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Richie Morris. So that song is called Trying to Carry On, and we met Richie when he was incarcerated at San Quentin. He was a good friend of mine, and he played with his group, which was Quentin Blue.
Still is Quentin Blue.
Yes, yes.
Dwight Grisman.
Dwight.
Right here.
Yeah. And someone else might be there too. I can't see.
Thank you, brother.
I can remember walking into the prison yard and hearing them practice out there. It was always amazing to hear them. And I've known this guy for over 10 years now, and I've seen him get misty-eyed twice. And
really?
Yes. And when Richie would play this song, he would get so emotional. He'd be like this. And this, yeah. You
that's
are.
my, and yesterday.
Do that again, please.
No,
Come on. Anyway, it was beautiful. Richie, you're amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Richie Morris.
Yep, Richie. I can't believe this, but we are almost out of time. I can't believe this has gone so fast. Can we stay for like another hour?
I would say ask the people standing.
Yeah, I know, they want to go. Okay. But before we end, there is one last piece of tape that we want to play that's really dear to me. It's a woman named Pat, who we met earlier this year at the California Institution for Women.
And the women at CIW, there's a different vibe compared to the men's prison. You know what I'm saying? It's less posturing. And I think it's like they ain't got too much to prove.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this a lot, and it's still hard to figure out what the difference is between the voices at the men's prison and at the women's prison.
So Pat, this woman we're about to hear, she's been in for a long time, more than 50 years. A triple OG, she in her 70s.
Yeah. And actually, I think this is a really good example of the differences. When you're in your 70s and 80s in prison, you have to face the possibility that you could die there, right? And when you ask men about this, the answer I always hear is, no way.
Definitely. I mean, you know, men be like, hell no, I ain't dying in prison. You know, even if a guy never getting out, got life, triple life, 1,000 lives sentences, 1,000 years to prison, I'm not dying in jail.
Yeah. Yeah, and I hear that without exception. But the women we talked to, it was a really different conversation. It was really more about finding meaning at the end of life, no matter where you are, and not devaluing the experience of death, even though it's possibly going to happen in a place you absolutely do not want to be.
One thing that I just hope for myself is that I die with all my memories, all the good, all the bad, all the hurt, the pain I have given, all the things I've learned about myself, all the friends, family, every little tiny memory. I want that to come with me to the very bitter end, because that's who I am.
What do you hope your last memory is? What's the memory you want to go out on?
It'd just be having my friends with me again. A lot of them I've lost. But I would love to see the faces of those that I've loved. If I think about getting out, I think about contacting the friends that I have and seeing them again, and, you know, just seeing the world. Going for a swim is my number one. I go right out of here into the ocean as quick as I possibly could. I don't care, fully dressed. I don't care if it's winter, summer, or whatever. I'd be in the water.
It's a trip, because I think that's on the top list of everybody. Ocean, beach.
Yeah.
The first place people that get out want to go.
That would be the best thing for like a brand new start, because the ocean really is our womb. And the sound, it's like a heartbeat.
I was just thinking about it, that it also is very womb-like.
It is. Yeah. It is the womb. It's ours. Yeah. We're made out of water.
Yeah.
We're water babies. Almost all the people that I've loved that are dead are there. Their ashes have been thrown. I don't care if it's a pinch. Just give me a pinch, because I had an awful lot of friends in there.
Does it matter what ocean?
No, in the Pacific and Atlantic, I have friends. I do. And family. My dad's down at Malibu. My best friend is in Cape Hatteras. So, hey, either one will do me.
Yeah, because you're definitely going to do some traveling.
Yeah.
True.
Once you're in the ocean, you're going everywhere.
Nice. It was fun listening back to that. Our first tour.
Totally. And it was really neat comparing that one to the show we've been performing these last couple weeks, because this recent show, Earlonne, was entirely different from what listeners just heard. I mean, different stories, different music, different cities, different outfits.
Yeah, definitely different outfits.
Yes.
And maybe one of these days we'll release a recording of the recent show too. But first, I think we've got a few more cities to hit, Nige.
Absolutely. And not just cities. On our recent tour, we were able to perform inside 3 women's prisons in Ohio and Oklahoma, and it was amazing. I am super excited to do more of that. Honestly, Earlonne, I can't wait to get back on the road again. I loved it so much.
Man, I can't wait either. It was fun just hanging out with listeners, hearing what they... It's one thing that listeners say that always amazed me.
What's that?
Your show changed my life.
It's really special, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the deepest. And when you hear it and you just look at the person, you're just like, damn, something that we did. What is it? The reality is bigger than the dream?
Yep, we're so lucky we get to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do it again soon.
Yes.
In the meantime, big thanks to the Lodge Room in Los Angeles for hosting us for this amazing live show you just heard.
And we got to mention Al Schatz,
yes,
our unflappable tour manager. He was the shit. He kept us going.
He really is amazing.
Man,
I love that guy.
Hey, look, handled every lighting, every challenge at every show. That was deep.
He never loses his cool.
That we see.
Also, big thanks to the Just Trust for sponsoring the tour and making it possible for us to bring some of our favorite musicians along for the ride.
Yeah, and those musicians, of course, were the amazing Maserati E, who, what can we say? Raw talent.
Yep.
Raw talent.
Yep.
And Richie Morris from Quentin Blue, playing one of my favorite Boohoo songs.
Totally, Earlonne. You get so emotional every time you hear that song.
It's just what he's talking about, what he says.
I know.
Also, you can't see it in the podcast, but this live performance featured a couple of very cool animations by our friend Pedro Gomez. We'll get those on the socials one of these days.
You know, Earlonne, there were actually a lot of visuals in the show that we can't share because it's a podcast.
Right.
And you know, when I told my story, I actually showed photographs of all those objects. And those will be getting out on social too.
That's what's up.
Anyway, welcome to our new season. It is great to be back. And this is kind of a different season for us.
It definitely is. The next episode is a Catch a Kite featuring voices from those women's prisons that you were just talking about. So, listeners, I'm going to say this. Get ready to hear some incarcerated women from Ohio and Oklahoma whose voices don't get out much. And we're excited to share them with you.
Yes, we are. And then after that, we'll be spending the rest of the season in New York City with a series about kids who are impacted in one way or another by the criminal justice system.
Damn, we've been working on those stories forever.
Truly, Earlonne.
It's going to be good to finally get them out there into the world.
Yes. So stay tuned.
And one more thing.
Yeah, if you like the stories we tell, you know what, Earlonne? I think we should suggest this other project that I think our listeners are really going to like.
Of course. It's called Songs from the Hole. And it's a documentary that a guy wrote when he was locked up, JJ88, and produced by Richard Reseda. And it's on Netflix. It's called Songs from the Hole. It's literally a visual album.
Yes, check it out on Netflix. I'm Nigel Poor.
I'm Earlonne Woods. Thanks for listening.
Radiotopia.